Hey, welcome back to Stickfacts, where we explain the strange, true stuff about being human. So, let me ask you something. Think about your best friend from when you were a kid, the one you were absolutely inseparable from. Now, when's the last time you actually talked to them? For a lot of you, the honest answer is you can't even remember. And here's the part that's going to hit hard. There was a final time the two of you ever hung out. A last laugh. A last goodbye at a door. And neither of you knew it was the last one. It just quietly happened, and then life moved on. Today, we're going to talk about why that happens to almost everyone, and the real science behind why we drift away from the people we once couldn't live without. Let's start with the feeling everybody knows. You used to talk every single day. You knew their schedule, their secrets, their family. And now they're a name you scroll past. Maybe a like on a photo. A we should catch up that never actually happens. And it makes you feel a little guilty, like you did something wrong. But here's the first truth. You probably didn't. Drifting apart usually isn't about a fight, or anybody being a bad friend. It's something much quieter than that. Because here's a fact most people don't know. Scientists studied the phone records of millions of people, and they found that the number of friends we have actually peaks at around age 25. 25. After that, for most of us, the line just goes down. We slowly lose more friends than we make for the rest of our lives. So if it feels like making and keeping friends got harder as you got older, it's not in your head. It's measurable. But why 25? Why does it fall off right there? To understand that, you have to look at why friendship was so easy when you were young in the first place. And it comes down to one secret ingredient: time. Pure, accidental time. A researcher named Jeffrey Hall actually measured this. He found that to turn someone from an acquaintance into a casual friend takes about 50 hours together. To become real friends, about 90 hours. And to become close, deep, ride or die friends, more than 200 hours. 200 hours of just being around each other. Now think about being a kid. You were basically forced to spend that time. You saw the same people 6, 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, for years. The same classroom, the same bus, the same street. You didn't have to schedule your best friend. They were just there, every single day by accident. Researchers call this proximity, and it's the quiet engine behind almost every friendship you ever had. You become friends with whoever you're stuck near, over and over again. And that's the trap nobody warns you about. Because the moment you become an adult, all of that built-in proximity just disappears. School ends. Everybody scatters to different cities, different jobs, different lives. Suddenly, nobody is automatically there anymore. The friendships that used to run on free, accidental time now require something they never needed before: effort. You have to choose to drive across town. You have to plan it. And life gets very, very good at getting in the way. Because at the same time, your hours start vanishing. A full-time job, a long commute, a partner, maybe kids, bills, chores, exhaustion. The average adult barely has a handful of free hours a week, and now you have to spend those limited hours to keep a friendship alive instead of just bumping into each other for free. And slowly, without anyone deciding it, the visits get rarer. Monthly becomes yearly. Yearly becomes never. Here's another fact that stops people cold. One study tracked people's close relationships over time and found that we replace about half of our closest friends every 7 years. Half. Your inner circle right now is mostly not the same people it was 7 years ago. And in 7 more years, half of these will have faded too. It's not because you're cruel or fake. It's because we tend to make friends out of whatever situation we're currently in. Our school, our job, our neighborhood. And when that situation changes, the friendships built on it quietly go with it. Now, you might be thinking, but we still text sometimes. Doesn't that count? And here's the brutal little detail. That same research found that texting and social media barely move the needle on keeping a friendship deep. A like, a meme, a happy birthday. It's nice, but it's not the 200 hours. Real closeness is built and kept mostly through actual time together, doing things. So two people can technically still follow each other for a decade, while the real friendship quietly died years ago. There's even a reason your brain lets this happen. An anthropologist named Robin Dunbar found that we can only really maintain around 150 relationships at once, and only about 5 truly close ones. 5 slots. That's it. So as new people enter your life, coworkers, a partner, new parents you meet, they don't just add on. They push older friends out of those slots. Your brain is basically running out of room, and it makes space by letting the quiet, distant friendships fade. So when you put it all together, drifting apart isn't a tragedy or a betrayal. It's just physics. Less shared time, less proximity, fewer open slots, and a life that keeps changing the context around you. It happens to nearly everyone. It is, weirdly, completely normal. But, and this is the important part, it's not unstoppable. Because if friendships die from a lack of time and effort, that means they survive on time and effort. The friends you still have 10, 20, 30 years later aren't the ones you got lucky with. They're the ones somebody kept choosing. Somebody sent the text. Somebody planned the trip. Somebody refused to let the silence win. So here's my challenge for you. Right now, think of that one person you've been drifting from, the one you keep meaning to message. Don't wait for the right time, because the right time is the thing that quietly never comes. Just send the message. Make the call. Be the person who keeps the friendship alive on purpose. Because the last hangout already happened with a lot of people in your life. But with this one, it doesn't have to. If this made you think of someone, do me a favor. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and go text them. Then come back and tell me who it was in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. This was Stick